Okay, I'm going to be showing a little bit of this working. The client is being taken to court. It's a civil matter with regards to her ex-partner who's suing her for they're separating, and it's basically they're suing her for the fees, etc. So she doesn't have a lawyer to speak for her. So we're calling on King Bilal, and I'm doing a honey jar and both a sour jar over a period of 2 days. I'll be working on them until she goes to court. So first of all, this is going to be the honey jar, and in the honey jar, you put everyone that is for you. So that would be your lawyer, yourself, the judge. Always make sure the judge goes into the honey jar. The judge at the end of the day does have the final say. If you know the jury members or anything like that, there, put those in the honey jar too. The sour jar is all those against you. So that would be the client's client or the client's ex, his lawyer, just anyone, witnesses or things like that that are against you, go in the sour jar. Witnesses for you go into the honey jar. It's actually quite easy. But anyway, as I said, I'm calling on Bilal, Lord Bilal. That's his sigil. So, butterfingers. So what I'm doing is, well, I have called him already, and I've confirmed that he's going to help on this. I always confirm with the spirit before I make the video, because it's not every video that I can put out. I've noticed sometimes that when I make videos, they don't load, or they don't process, and I try it time and time again, and I can only assume that the spirit doesn't want the video to be shown. So on this occasion, we're okay. But I always read a little bit about the spirit. So Belial he's actually a god, as you all know, a god of left-hand path ascension. Color is yellow. His incense is frankincense. His metal is gold. His planet is sun. His element is fire, earth in brackets, and his N is lyric tasav avifa welek Belial. So I'm referring to S. Conley's book of Demonology Goetia. Original purpose, and sometimes in these older books, this isn't an old book, but I'm saying this because sometimes the description of the spirit is very strange, and basically in this book she has put her own spin on this, on the spirit. So she's got author notes, and it says in the Decante hierarchy, Belial is seen as a representative demonic force of earth. In this aspect, he is the destructive earth force. This makes invoking this aspect apt for execrations and necromancy, not to mention business endeavors that require aggressive measures. So that is why I do call on him. There's another one that I do call on, Marcosius. He's good. Sometimes it's a he/she spirit, bit like Dantalion. Also good for court workings, but because I really want results on this, I've called on Bilal. This is a good book. I recommend this to anyone who's interested in the Goetia. Also, a really good book if you really want to get into the Goetia is Michael Ford's book. I think it's Luciferian Goetia. I'm not sure of the name. I need to find that book, and I can read out of it a little bit, or refer you to it, etc. It's a really good book. Michael Ford's books are excellent. Anyway, so this has been cleaned out, this little jar. It's been fumigated. So here I've got the judge's picture. I've got her picture and the petition. And on the judge's picture, I put a lot of honey to sweeten him up. And I sprinkled some sugar over that. And we're going to put some honey into this jar just to get it filled up. Always see in your mind's eye the end result. That will be the client walking out of court. She's won. Okay. So I won't be putting his seal inside the inside the jar. I'll just place it under the jar. But if anyone is going to do this, and you do not know that much about this spirit, please don't work with him. I would recommend you try working with the saints. There's always a saint that is very good for the likes of court work. Even St. Expedite, he brings results quickly. So I would recommend you start there. I wouldn't recommend Belial because you really do need a little bit of, you need to immerse yourself with regards to what he's about. Because Belial he can come into your life and make major changes, and I'm calling him for the client. She's not calling him on her own, etc. So you just have to be careful. He's a great spirit to have, God should I say, to have on hand, great ally, but to call him and you haven't worked with any of these spirits before, I think you should just be careful. If you do want to work with Goetia, I would recommend that you start off with a lesser, let me see who would be good. Seere, Seere, if you're interested. I'm not sure what number he is, but I can see if I can find, just for anyone that's interested, and then I'll get on with this. Yeah, so Seere, or Seer, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. The original purpose will bring certain situations to pass and to help you modify your life. He can help find thieves and lead you to treasure. The Goetia says he's good-natured. And then the author's notes, to have a clear perception of any situation or person, unfettered by emotional upset or preconceived notions. I found Seer, I don't know, to be good-natured. So he's a good spirit to start with, if anyone's interested. Getting back to this. So I'm going to put in here some Cascara Sagrada. And I'm going to put some shredded money in for her because we want her to be the one that actually has if any money's to be paid out, I don't really know. We want her to have it, not him. And this is a fiery wall of protection that I made myself, and this one is what's it called? Crown of Success. Just a few drops. I'm going to put some coffee in here because we want a bit of speed, so that we're not, we don't want her left hanging. We want things to work out, in her favor and fast. We don't want the court case to drag on. That's High John the Conqueror root. It's going in, and let's have a look. I'm going to put in, I'll find them first, but that is really my sour jar at the minute. So what I'll do is, actually I'm going to put in, but I don't have it at hand, Deer's Tongue. That's to help her speak eloquently. Sorry, this is Justice Dirt that I made. I actually collected this from a court, and I've blessed it. So it's to help bring her out on top, Okay, so there's a few bits and pieces that I'm going to put into that, but I'll be putting a lid on it. I'm not going to screw the lid on it at the minute. And I know for court work they say to burn brown candles, but I'll be burning this yellow candle, and that's for Belial. I've also made, you could call it like a pact with Belial, that when he comes through, that I'll be offering him some, alcohol, and Belial likes his name to be known. So I'll make probably another video with regards to him. I think I need to go in depth a little bit more with regards to Belial. So that yellow candle, I'll burn a bit of that every night until it burns out, until she goes to court and we find out what's happening. So I'm going to come back here tomorrow, and it'll be the second phase of this spell. So like I said, if you want to do this working, by all means, change it up. Add some sugar into your jar. Don't forget to do that. But I would recommend you call on a saint, or if you have any other deity you know that you work with closely. Santísima Muerte, excellent for court work. But for this one, I'm calling on Belial. For everyone else, please look into your own deity. If you have a lot of experience with the Goetia, then by all means, that's okay. But just I urge you to be careful around Belial, even though he changes our lives for our best, for our better good. You just need to be careful. So I'll be back very soon. Okay, so I'm back. This is the sour jar that we're going to be working to sour the client's ex's case. So I've got all the pictures of his lawyer, himself, even his girlfriend is in there, and we're going to be putting that into the vinegar jar. So I've just got vinegar jar. I need to slow down. I've just got vinegar in here at the moment. So we're going to put the pictures in there. Okay. So it's important to see everything in your mind's eye. What I'm going to do is place in some little sharp tacks. That's 9. Use whatever number resonates with you. I'm going to put in some pins as well. Or needles, whatever you have, again, is perfectly acceptable. Black salt to bring about some darkness. Alum powder. This is good for silencing people. If you have a witness that's opening their mouth and shouting and getting on, this is really good for shutting them up. So I'm putting this in here because we want this to basically, for them to accept, for him to accept that he's not going to get his fees paid. I'm talking very weird tonight. His fees paid, and for him to basically, shut up and deal with it. So that's why we're using alum powder. I also use some chilies in there. I do need poppy seeds because that's great for the confusion. So I wrote in the petition that the lawyer, his lawyer, sounds stupid, and he basically is a laughing stock in court. That's black peppercorns. So I forgot to say, in that honey jar earlier, I did put some court case work oil that I make. I call it court case. And I think there's another oil that I make. It's similar to a Crown of Success oil. So I did put that in there just to let you know. So for this, I need sulfur. It should be here somewhere. Yeah, right in front of me. Because we want them to be confused, irritated, everything that will show that they are, we don't want them to portray, the legal team to portray themselves in a good light in front of the judge. She's going to be sweetened up to the judge, whereas, for him, we want him to be totally, he's going to look really stupid, and we want the lawyer to not speak well in court. Cayenne powder. I need some devil's gong. I'm nearly out of this damn thing. I need to buy it. There's enough here. So, let me see. You could put a little bit of dog hair and cat hair in there just to get an argument going. That would be a good idea, actually. If we could get them to argue in court in front of the judge, between themselves, amongst themselves, that would be really good. So I'll do that, because dogs, cats do not like each other majority of the time. Okay, I have where is it? Some snake oil. So let me think. I need some of my confusion powder will go in there, and I also forgot to mention that my head is really confused today. In the honey jar, I did put in Abercamino Open Roads for her as well. Precipitation powder, black, of course, and graveyard dirt is great as well in this kind of working. And I'll burn a little black candle beside this, and I'll shake that up. I'm going to put in some smashed glass in here, and I'm going to put in, what else? Smashed glass. And I'm sure I might put a tiny little bit of destruction powder, just so that I can get the case completely thrown out. It maybe do that, but I need confusion powder, and I need my, where is it? Confusion powder and my, I might put destruction powder in it. I'll see. So sorry, I'm not being very clear tonight. I'm going to work on this for quite a while. Like I said, I'll be burning a black candle, and I'm going to smash. I like using smashed light bulbs for some reason. I just like doing that. So I hit them with like a little hammer, and then I use the glass in the sour jars or cursed jars. I'll do that, and you could put rusty nails in. I might actually do that. Any sharp objects. And I like to put them in even or uneven numbers, like 5, 9, 13 kind of thing. But I'm going to work this jar up into the court case until we have our decision, our results. And I'll put this on Santissima Morte's altar. I know Belial is working on the honey jar to help her that way. He will also have his influence in this work also. So I'll just pop this aside. I'm not closing it because I'm not finished. So the email is thehouseofmagick@gmail.com. Excuse me for talking a bit daft tonight. I'm just getting over a cold, but everything's fine. I'm getting there. I just wanted to say that this channel, I'm getting out the last few workings that I've got for clients. As I said before, I'm having an issue, although a few kind people explained to me how I could send videos privately, big files privately, which was very kind of them. So thank you. You know who you are, I'm sure. But yeah, I'm getting as much of these videos out that are outstanding sent up on YouTube as soon as possible. And then this channel, I want to change it up a little bit. I want for the channel to, like I said before, have more of a. I want to learn about the spirits with everyone, if you know what I mean. I want to do workings with regards to all of the Goetia. I like to actually work my way through the book. Things like that. I want just to take a different turn. I'll still be doing my workings, and I'll still offer videos, but that will all be done privately. Like I said, I'm getting that sorted at the moment. But video ideas is always a bonus for me. Sometimes I sit and wonder, what will what videos will I do, etc., etc. But I'm just thinking there's just a lot more I could show, a lot more deities we could discover. I've worked with many deities over the years, so I have. So I think that's lime juice that's going into that jar as well. I've worked with many deities over the years, so it would be good for me to maybe go back and look at my notes from years back, and I could reinvent a few spells that I did, with different kinds of deities. I do enjoy working with the saints a lot, and I also enjoy my matron and patron, which is Santissima Morte and Lord Belial. I really like any spells that involve them. But there's also a lot more spells out there I could be doing with the likes of the Goetia. There's business spells, there's money spells, with things like that. So I'd like to bring a modern day approach to these spirits. I noticed that on YouTube there's not a great lot of information kind of thing. There's not a lot. There's a bit, but I'd like more information about all of the spirits. So I'd like to, if possible, work my way through the book. So if anyone thinks that's a good idea, you're welcome to comment. I'm sure you'll all think, whoever thinks it's a bad idea will comment too. I don't care. So anyway, I'm going to send this to the client, houseofmagick@gmail.com. For anyone else, just leave whatever you have to say in the comment section. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you.